So this track is quite busy. There's quite a lot going on in it. But I think there's interesting things in this track on two levels. Firstly, the fact that there needs to be like a power and an urgency or an aggression. And then on the second aspect, the track is also kind of like spatial, psychedelic-y kind of, there's this kind of energy. So for me, it was kind of trying to balance both of these concerns. So first of all, if I think about the elements which are giving power, for me, these need to be static. So the drums, and you can see the way that I have positioned them, they're kind of further. They're not like right in the front, they're more in the back. So, and there's also a roomy feeling to them. I'm using the Ambiverb by Noisemakers, which was recommended to me by Thomas Koch. And also, just from research, it seems to be quite a good one. It's very realistic, I think. So it's good for real, for a sense of being really, really in a space. So by using this kind of directly on the drums, it kind of helped the drums blend in with all of the other spatial things more. Then the second element is the breakbeat, which is and this is kind of like, it's a 90s like sample, and I've found that it was better to put it like right on the top, right above the head. That it wasn't kind of in front or anything, it was kind of emanating downwards. It's quite sharp at transients and stuff like that, so that seemed to work quite well. That actually is a main foundation of the track. And then there's other elements which are static but are also quite dynamic in their relationship to each other, like the percussion. So they kind of move around, they get a sense of movement, whereas in themselves they're... Hang on, I'll put that on. So although they're moving, there's still a stability to those sounds. And of course the bass. So that's the foundation, and which is, I guess, traditionally in a stereo mix would be the foundation of the mix anyway. But that was really important for this mix. And then the second part of this video is looking at those elements which create a more of a sense of, well, because this is a apocalyptic track, and getting a kind of a sense of that, I guess. So some of the elements that are these kinds of sounds, which again I needed to decide which are going to move and which are going to be static. So this is something which is moving, the loop. And the way that I've moved that actually is through the LFO. If you look at this, so there's an LFO, sorry that it's jumping, but the LFO is moving this around. You can see that there. So the LFOs are really good for getting different kinds of rotations and cycles. And then the other like kind of key feature to mention in this is the kind of telephone voice, kind of emergency sound.
Check 1, 2. D. Don't run.
Okay, so for this is this feeling of automated response over a loudspeaker telling you to get out of a building because, I don't know, it's going to blow up or something. So for this, I wanted a sense of that thing, that this kind of official safe voice, but yet of course it's like totally unsafe because the world's going to end. So that it's a combination of both things. So with this, I created LFO movement, as I explained before, but I also wanted to put it into a kind of a realistic space where you would imagine hearing that. So I used, again, the Noisemakers reverb and put it into a car park. So it feels like, I mean, I also tried stairs, but that was a little bit too echoey. But this one feels as though, yeah, you're hearing it when you're coming out of an office building or something. So I think this worked quite well to create that sense. Let's hear it.
In case of emergency, walk.
And the movement also disconcerts us as well. So I thought that worked quite well.
Exiting world through back door.
Okay, so that's I guess the thing for this track was combining the need for power with the need for movement and disorientation. And so I hope this video explained that.